Welcome to 20 Years Ago Today, the Week in Review. OsoMeta recaps events from November 10th to November 16th, 2005. It was a week of profound change and shocking discoveries, from a tragic death that stunned the wrestling world to the rise of two historic female leaders in Europe and Africa. We'll also cover a secret torture bunker in Iraq and a record-breaking flight. Let's get started with the events of November 10th.
Israeli troops killed a Palestinian man during an operation in the Jenin refugee camp, and a senior member of Islamic Jihad surrendered after a day-long siege. A Boeing 777-200LR broke the record for the longest non-stop passenger flight, flying over 21,000 kilometers from Hong Kong to London. And gamers got excited as Microsoft announced the official launch lineup of games for its highly anticipated Xbox 360 console.
Moving on, November 11th brought a historic political milestone for Africa and a solemn day of remembrance.
In Liberia, Johnson Sirleaf claimed victory in the presidential runoff, positioning her to become Africa's first elected female head of state. In the West Bank, thousands of Palestinians gathered in Ramallah to commemorate the one-year anniversary of Yasser Arafat's death. And the U.S. observed Veterans Day, with ceremonies across the country honoring all those who served in the armed forces.
November 12th was a day where global diplomacy was met with violence, while a magical world came to life in New York.
UN Secretary General Kofi Annan made a surprise visit to Baghdad, a trip marked by a deadly car bomb in the city. In New York, the magical world took over as Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire held its star-studded U.S. premiere. And in Palm Beach, Florida, Donald Trump Jr. married model Vanessa Hayden at the Mar-a-Lago estate.
We now turn to November 13th, a day that began with shocking and tragic news for an entire generation of wrestling fans.
The wrestling world was in mourning after WWE superstar Eddie Guerrero was found dead in his Minneapolis hotel room at age 38. In France, authorities reported the ongoing riots were finally calming down after a state of emergency was declared. And at a summit in Bangladesh, the South Asian Association SAARC formally agreed to admit Afghanistan as its newest member.
On November 14th, political tensions boiled over in Uganda, while Germany formally sealed a historic deal for its new leader.
Riots erupted in Kampala, Uganda, following the arrest of main opposition leader Kizza Besigye on treason charges. In Germany, party leaders signed the formal coalition deal, officially clearing the way for Angela Merkel to become the nation's first female chancellor. And in pop culture, rapper Brother Marquis of Two Live Crew sued Ice-T, claiming he co-wrote the original 99 Problems, a recent massive hit for Jay-Z.
The 15th brought a truly horrifying discovery in Iraq, a royal wedding that changed imperial tradition, and a massive corporate scandal.
U.S. troops in Iraq discovered a secret Interior Ministry bunker in Baghdad, finding 173 severely malnourished and tortured prisoners. In Japan, Princess Sayako, the emperor's only daughter, married a commoner, thereby forfeiting her imperial title and status. And Sony BMG announced a massive recall of all music CDs containing its XCP software after it was exposed as a malicious rootkit.
Finally, November 16th saw growing political pressure in Washington and one of the most famous giveaways in television history.
The U.S. Senate voted 79-19 for an amendment requiring the Bush administration to provide quarterly progress reports on the Iraq War. On television, Oprah Winfrey aired her annual Favorite Things episode, giving away Pontiac G6 cars to her entire studio audience. And in space, the European Venus Express probe successfully fired its engine to stay on course for its 5-month journey to Venus.
And that was the week, 20 years ago. Subscribe to OsoMeta to catch our daily shorts, and we'll see you here next week for the full review.